Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you a really nice mod called Mythic Upgrades. Now this mod adds 7 new armor sets with their respective tools and weapons, and each armor set has a unique ability that we're going to show in this video today. Let's get right into it. So for our first armor set, we're going to start off with the ruby armor. Now this is what it looks like when it is equipped. It looks very neat, and it actually gives you an effect called Miner's Shield. So Miner's Shield basically causes anyone that hits you, whether a player or a mob, to get mining fatigue for 1.5 seconds. That is the armor set. It doesn't add any more stats. It's the same as Netherite, except it has Miner's Shield. Now for the tools. So first off, our ruby sword here, it actually has much more attack speed than the normal Netherite. So it has 2.5 attack speed. We can showcase it here. This one is much faster than the Netherite sword, and it actually gives you haste when you are holding it. Same with the other items. So if you hold a pickaxe, if you hold the ruby pickaxe, it gives you haste. If you hold the axe, the shovel, and the hoe, they all give you haste 1. And that's it for the ruby armor. Now our next armor set is none other than the topaz armor. So upon wearing this armor, it actually gives you 2 effects. It gives you item mastery V and fire resistance. So what item mastery does is it basically causes your weapon to not use up to your ability. It has a 50% chance to not use up your ability of any weapon you are holding. That be a pickaxe, sword, an axe, or whatever else. Now it actually has another bonus, which is it is the successor of Netherite. It actually has 1+1 armor point more than Netherite. So this is the only armor set that is stronger than Netherite and has effects. Now for the tools, the topaz sword actually has the 3 times durability and higher stats than the normal Netherite sword. It's actually, instead of the 10 attack damage of the Netherite sword, it has 11. Same with the other tools. So these actually mine faster and are faster than normal Netherite tools. Now our next armor set is called the Peridot armor. Now apart from looking really nice, this armor actually gives you a set bonus of poisonous thorns. Any enemy that hits you will get inflicted with poison for just a split second. It doesn't really last much. Now that's it for the armor. It doesn't have any other stat increases. Now onto the tools. Now the only 2 that's actually useful for combat is the Peridot axe and the Peridot sword, because it inflicts poison on hits, and the pickaxe doesn't have any other effects other than poison. So it's not going to be useful if you make all your armor, all your tools in Peridot. It's only recommended to use only the sword and the axe, only the Peridot sword and the Peridot axe. Now our next armor is called the Jade armor, not to be confused with the Peridot because they look very much the same. So the Jade armor has a set bonus, a bunch of set bonuses actually. When you wear the full armor, it gives you speed 3 and jump boost 3, which is very useful for movement, but it doesn't have any other stat increases. Onto the tools. Now the tools actually give you an effect while holding them. Let's take off the armor to showcase it. It's called Bouncer. So if you hit an enemy, if you successfully hit an enemy, it gives you jump boost 5. So if you hit this enemy, you can jump very high. That is the armor. So all the tools have the same type of bouncer effect, yes. This effect is the same with every other tool. The next armor set we're going to showcase here is the Aquamarine armor. So upon wearing this, it gives you the effect of Ice Shield 3. So what Ice Shield 3 does is whenever an enemy attacks you, the enemy gets inflicted with slowness 3. So if we summon a husk right here, and we happen to turn ourselves to survival, whenever this husk hits us, see, it will be slowed down because it's inflicted with the effect, which is very neat. Now onto the tools. So each one of these tools actually freezes any enemy in place when you hit them. So if you hit this husk right here, as you can see, it was frozen in place instead of being knocked back. So for our next armor set, it's actually the Sapphire armor. Now this armor is very interesting because it has a very nice set bonus. So this is damage deflection 3. What is damage deflection? It basically deflects 30% of an enemy attack back to them. So if we summon our friendly husk right here, and we happen to turn into survival, the husk should get damage. Yeah, the husk is getting damage as it tries to attack us. So actually, apart from the armor, the tools themselves have a damage increase. So the Sapphire Sword has 11 damage instead of the normal 10 damage that the Netherite Sword has, and it does 3% of the target's max health. So for example, if we summon a husk and the husk has 20 health bars, this 3% damage, this sword should deal the 11 attack damage and a almost half a heart of damage to the zombie, because the zombie's max health is 20. So this one is actually very useful for bosses, since it will be doing like almost 6 extra damage to the Ender Dragon. Now for our final armor set, this is called the Amatrine armor. So upon wearing this, it will give you Arcane Aura 3. What Arcane Aura 3 does is basically it levitates any mob that hits you just a tiny bit. It levitates them almost 1 block high. So if we summon a husk right here, and we turn ourselves into survival mode, this husk should levitate a tiny bit up each time it hits us. Now what the Amatrine tools do, this sword levitates enemies on hit, so whenever you hit any enemy it should levitate slightly upwards. So if we summon a zombie here, or a husk, every time we hit this, it should levitate almost 5 blocks. And this is the same with every other tool. So these are the armor sets. We will now move on to how to obtain each and every armor. So to actually create the armor, you already need existing Netherite armor and the respective smithing upgrade and the ingot.